Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me today. We are going to be doing, per request, Assassin's Creed 3. So what I flat out state right in the beginning here, any form of commentary through this is probably going to be horribly cringy and downright annoying. For that, I apologize in advance. Personally, I'm very awkward with doing stuff like this, mostly because I'm just sitting here talking to a screen. But it's whatever at this point. Alright. And also, there's probably going to be a lot of silence because of this. But
used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up. Or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars, as the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years, even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animists. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon, though, soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be, when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
good introduction to everything. Long story short, world's gone to crap.
We're here. Let's go.
Alright. So I have played through this game once before, But that was on the PlayStation. I'm currently going to be playing through this on the computer version, which I might have been able to have just figured out on the first screen there when I was doing the single player selection and all that good stuff. But this is the first time I'm doing any of this on the computer, and I have no idea exactly what the controls are. So it'll definitely take a little bit of time to get that all figured out.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Awkward transitional changes.
I think we're here.
I suppose I can pick that back up, can't I? Oh, found sprints. Don't know why the right mouse button is sprint, but hey, who am I to decide? I could probably actually change that too if I look into configuration. Giant piece of bismuth, maybe? Personal opinion, looks like it should be made out of bismuth because it has a really fancy design to it. And if you've never looked at bismuth, you should totally look it up because that is some cool looking stuff.
You must find the key.
Son?
Sir.
Here we go again.
Desmond?
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay.
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. There's no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests to make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
Thankfully, walking is simple to figure out. Still think it's odd right mouses to run, but whatever. I'll live.
On these objects.
La-di-da-di-da.
Free run your way through this little obstacle course.
Desmond Miles, the guy able to do all these cool things, parkour related, and then there's me, who can only wish.
That's the constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. Alright, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
So far, so good. Still unsure where the Hidden Blade comes from during these situations, as well as why he's still moving if he's been murdered.
All you have to do here is jump the gap.
Sure. Hop, skip, and a jump away from here. Plus 18 miles.
Synchronization levels are good now. You should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
There we go. Now I can be all fancy with a cape. This life is never complete unless you have a cape. Edna Mode would, however, disagree.
Everything all right?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master First will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I recruit you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
I suppose I will say this just in case anybody is curious, and I'm pretty sure nobody really cares, but there's usually always that one person. The reason I have the subtitles on is if you're unable to actually hear what they're saying, you can at least see what they're saying.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
Yes. Grants you formal occasions. They never end well. You saw what happened to Lincoln.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
Pardon me.
Evening, Haytham. Reginald? I can't tell you how happy I was today they've mounted this revival. Gay's best work for our family. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. So I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
Golden target, easy to find. Doesn't help they have the whole thing in this little area highlighted.
The stairs are watched. I need to find another way out.
Or I suppose it does help.
I already have it.
So sorry. My apologies.
Sit down, boy. Bum bum ba-da-dum. Bum bum ba-da-dum. Peekaboo. See you. Lucky dude, getting further than I ever could. Come on. Oh. Freely admit, I never saw this in the original version. Or, no, the console version, not the original. It doesn't look like it's going to get much further. I wish them the best of luck. Nope. There we go. Sometimes these can definitely be awkward controls. Just in general. People everywhere, even back then. Oops. There we go. There we go. Completely forgot how that was supposed to work. My bad. Nothing like having stage fright in a big crowd on opening night, it seems. Can't say I'd blame the dude. Evening, sir.
Hey. If it comes, we would have found another way.
Yes. If then you would have known. For what it's worth. I'm sorry. As am I.
Finish it. 58 pounds. Woo. Stuff is getting serious down here. Excuse me, pardon me, out of the way. Perhaps if I walk the right way, I can get you out of the way properly. Such poor performance. Nobody down there. Waste of money. I mean, he was trying to run away. He seems very suspicious.
And how was it?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Well, if the opera ended that quick, no wonder.
Buy your tonight.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge, perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first?
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you'll want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We book you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
Congratulations to me. I didn't screw up the very first mission. Chapter, act thing. Whatever you want to call it.
Share my feelings.
And we're on a boat. I do not believe there's anything super fancy we need to get from here. And what I will also state, I personally am a completionist when it comes to games, which, for those of you that don't know, the moral of what a completionist is, has to get everything. So I will be attempting to get everything in recording here, but there might be some things that I'll probably end up having to grind for off screen. So in regards to those, I'll let you know what we find or what changes occur between then and now, or now and then, whatever. Proper English.
A moment to talk.
Ah, a fellow Londoner. Good to see I'm not the only man of means of all. Rupert Martin, pleased to meet you.
Ethan Kenway. Pleasure.
Seems we picked an excellent time to leave the city.
Oh?
You didn't hear about the murder at the Opera House?
No. What happened?
They're still trying to sort it all out. And I suspect they'll be at it for a good long while.
Any word on the motive?
They've ruled out robbery, so perhaps it was a business arrangement gone sour. Or something more personal. More lurid. Who knows? But I am glad to be away from it. The city grows more dangerous by the day.
Pleasant chap. Hopefully that they can figure out what happened there. Preferably by the time that I'm long gone, but you know.
Good morning, Doctor.
To you as well.
A question, if I may. Do you serve aboard the ship, or are you simply taking passage?
A bit of both, actually. I've been commissioned by the Royal Navy to study maritime illness. I'll be observing the crew during the journey. We have found that sailors fare far better on the open seas than the rest of us. Trying to discover why that is.
Well, I hope you are successful in your endeavors.
As you are. Thank you for the kind word.
It's no surprise to me, seeing as how they're more accustomed to it than others. Whether that's all there is to it is beyond me, as I've personally never been out to open sea in this form of manner. I mean, I've been on a boat in like a lake, but that's completely different than being on a boat in the middle of the friggin' ocean. Let's see. Is this what I think it is? Yes, it is. Okay. So throughout the game here, there are mini games that you can do, as with most games out there. This one, Phanerona. It's an interesting one. Reading into it, it sounds simple, and it actually is simple. But when you actually first start it, figuring out everything that you actually have to do to actually win or succeed, whatever you want to say, can definitely be kind of awkward. I personally have never been the world's greatest at it, so even though this is a beginner, it's probably going to end with me losing, and I accept whatever insults come my way for it. But Phanerona is believed to have originated in Madagascar. It is played on a 9-row by 5-column board of intersecting lines. Each player places 22 black or white pieces on the board, then tries to capture the opponent's pieces by moving his own along the lines and either approaching an opposing stone or withdrawing from it. Your goal? Capture all of the opponent's pieces. Rules. Capture the opponent's pieces by moving toward them or away from them. When a piece is taken, all consecutive opponent's pieces standing behind that piece will also be captured. Capturing moves are mandatory. If no capturing move is possible, the player can move one piece to a neighboring empty slot. If capturing move is possible, after taking opponent pieces, the player can keep chaining moves until no further capture is possible. It is forbidden for a piece to move to the same slot 2 times in one turn. And you get to choose whether you be the first one to move or the second person. I'm personally going to start out with the first move just because it's a beginner, so not nearly as difficult. Alright. T, so I can see overhead. And I can't use... Okay, WASD to move to the thing. Alright. Enter. Nope, can't move any of those. It's gotta be one of these then. Alright. So we'll move that piece to the middle. We'll take that one. Alright. Up. Take those. Diagonal. And back. Okay. Let's see. How do I want to play? Okay. Just do the simple thing of taking 2 in a row. Ooh. And then left. Take that. And then move it up. And take that. Now over to move the one that is all over there. That was not a bad move if I say so myself. And unfortunately, he just did the more or less the exact same thing and then some because he is a jerk and knows what he's doing. And I do not like this at all. Huh. So with that, that removes those.
I'll give you that.
So I am in the lead now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I was. Wow. I get to take a piece, I think. Yeah. And then down. Wow. So, yeah. Totally got a hose there. I kind of want to try this again. But I will not. Because we will definitely have more chances in the future to attempt it. So, there are more opportunities in store for you to watch me get hosed.
Captain?
Mr. Kenway.
I just wanted to thank you again for taking me aboard, and apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused.
Inconvenience would be an understatement.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
My ship was held in port for 2 days that we might accommodate you. I lost several contracts as a result.
I had no idea.
Of course not. You nobles are all the same.
I dare say, Captain is quite rude. Contracts would have been all that important, not when I'm involved.
All will be well.
Are you sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Then don't stick right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see. Well, well.
Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place to tend a now.
So I think.
See? Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this. That's enough, Graves. Stay out of this.
This should be interesting. How does combat work? Oh. Holy. I'm missing something. What's going on? Holy. There. I was just pushing me. That was the problem.
Listen to this, Hector. Fifty can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the garden.
Please, call this off. If the captain
To
sees us...
hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Who thought you on anyway?
The logical side, obviously. Aha. That's what I was trying to do. Because countering is always the way to go.
We're ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why is that? You think I'm afraid of you?
But you should be.
Because you're a punk. Come on.
Do you kneel?
Never! How do you like these odds?
No matter. Have at thee.
What's the meaning of this? Captain, explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These folk, we were simply passing the time with the village sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife, sir.
He.
I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Shots fired.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent. Good day.
Persuasive. Oh. And I suppose we will just end the day here. Maybe. Interact with the chair. Come on. Thank you. Looking at the writing on there, to me it personally seems like a combination of English and Hylian. For any of those who played Legend of Zelda, you will understand. If you can see it too, awesome. If not, it's very well likely that I'm just crazy.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
Let's get down to business.
We've got a ration today. Plenty enough provisions for such luxury. It's not like
Still alive. The moment I thought he was actually dead.
you looking for another fight? That it? Go away.
Chatty lot. You're a jerk who knows what he's doing.
Quite the basing you gave Graves and Will.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them. Where are my manners? Louis Mills. Pleased to meet you.
Ethan Kenway. So, should I be watching my back?
I think the boys learned their lesson. They're normally not so nasty. Honestly, just the past few crossings have been a bit rough.
Oh?
Captain's trying to cut costs, reduce rations, lower wages, more dangerous cargo. It's put the crew on edge.
Is there cause
Every
for
jerky
concern,
captain.
then?
Not if I can help it. But the captain needs to think about the way he treats his men.
Valid ending point. Good Mills.
I got nothing to say to you.
Pretty straightforward. I like him.
You there. I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Let's go talk to this dude first. Yeah, the cook, because the doctor was behind us.
Won't be serving for another couple hours. Some biscuits in the barrel if you're desperate.
Actually, I've come with a question.
What's that?
Have any of the men been acting strange recently? Said anything that struck you as out of the ordinary?
The boys cry about the rations, as if there's anything I can do about it. But beyond that, I ain't heard much. My advice, go find James. His ears are always open.
And where might I find him?
Right behind you, actually. He's the one sitting on the barrel.
Evening, James. That dude sitting on a stool, not a barrel. And that guy.
Are you James?
Aye.
Ethan Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me.
Okay, if this is actually what I was supposed to do to progress the story, I did not mean to do that yet.
Have you heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night to make a deck. I've only caught bits of their conversation, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Definitely looks like the story is progressing. Let's see. Can I actually talk to the doctor still? Oops. Drop down. Thank you. Come here, Dr. Feelgood. Does not look like I can talk to him. Shame. Okay. Totally getting myself all kinds of turned around. Okay, nope. Excuse me. Off to the captain, I presume.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. With my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
What was that? Someone throwing cargo overboard. But why?
Someone is not that happy. Who do you suppose that could be? Almost. B, not C. One shot. Bum, bum, bum. Make some notes, go to bed, probably beat the crap out of people in the morning.
Any news? Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and I drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following them.
Ship sighted her! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the...
Speak of the devil.
Brace! Everybody down! Our warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannon! Make ready to fight! I want you below deck.
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail, to load a cannon, to wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted? Secure the hatch!
Nathan, have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ooh.
So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
Key. It took one hit. That makes me sad.
I told you to stay below deck.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
Key.
You wish us to sail into the storm.
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right. All right.
Persuasion. He's master at it.
We need those ropes secured. I told you this was
Calm
bad.
yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
Weapon secured. Big splash. Come on, big splash. Tiny slash. Splash, not slash. I swear, English is definitely my first language. Rigging secure, even though it don't look like anything's really being done. Shall I open my mouth? Number 3.
We need more speed. Loose the sails. Haytham, you take the foremast. Jay, to the mainmast with you.
And up we go. Parkour master, do your thing. Don't you dare. And splat. I've got your back, buddy boy. Maybe.
Oh, thank you.
Good man, Headway. Henway. Totally his name. Good man, Kenway. The day begins anew. Many, many days later. Again. So far, so good on the optional objectives. Bum, bum.
ready for our arrival, men.
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
Because where there are birds, there is land nearby. That's one of the only real things that I know just the bare basics of. I think. Mostly because they had to have come from somewhere. And if somebody actually has valid proof that I'm wrong there, feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to know. And as Mr. Captain said, there is land. Now to see what adventures await us in the wonderful colonies. Sequences, that's what they're called.
Master Kenway! Master Kenway!
Yes, may I help you?
Charles Reed, sir. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've been asked to introduce you to the city. Help you settle it. Oh, no need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Good man,
By any
Charles.
chance, John and Isabella.
One and the same.
Your commission is with Edward Braddock, is it not?
Ah. But he's yet to reach America, and I figured I might... Well, at least until he arrives. I thought...
Yes, I'll forgive.
Forgive me, sir. I had hoped that I might study under you. If I am to serve the order, I can imagine no better mentor than yourself.
One of the times where having the subtitles not disappear would be good. And I only say that because
This way.
when setting this up, I had to do a workaround way to actually get the audio to record through rather than it just come through on my headphones here. So I personally can't hear this all too well. Granted, I could always turn up the volume on the monitor itself here. I just personally don't want to do that because of my workaround. I will end up having to listen to myself at the same time, and I personally dislike hearing myself, as does everybody as far as I'm aware. So, just bring up world map, and it's trying to... We'll work more about that later. Mostly because it's just very, very awkward. All I know is run the little green circle thing that tells you where you're supposed to be.
This accursed city will be the death.
You seem troubled, friend.
That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
What's happened?
I was wrong. The old Vulcan file. And though I've managed to restore what's mine, I fear it's true.
You mean the book?
This is no ordinary book. It's an almanac. First I ever wrote. Benjamin Franklin, pleased to meet you.
Nathan Kenway.
You must be new to Ball. Why do you say that? You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself. I don't mean to impose, but you seem a strong fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages, I'll reward you.
Look,
Good
I'm
man.
not sure if I...
It's all right, all right. If you have the time, hurrah. If not, no harm. The thing is useless in its current state anyway. But could you somehow manage to restore it, You'll find the inside by general store over there.
Oh, that was interesting.
Made a lot of colorful characters. Oh, no men here. Alright. Pretty straightforward on what to buy here, unfortunately. Now, obviously, as we progress through, more things should become available to purchase. Alright. Riding on horseback, because what could go wrong?
We ride for the Green Dragon Tavern. The proprietors are expensive, but the rooms are spacious and they do not frown.
Have you been told why it is I've come to Boston?
No, Master Birch said I should know only as much as you saw fit to share. He sent me a list of names and bade me ensure you could find them.
And have you had any luck with that?
Aye. William Johnston waits for us at the Green Dragon.
How well do you know him?
Not well, but he saw the orders marked and did not hesitate to come.
Prove yourself loyal to our cause, and you may yet know our plans well.
I should like nothing more, sir.
Good man, General Lee. Quote unquote. Look, a page. Hey, look, there is a... Oh, sweet, I can still get the page. Might have been able to have still gotten the page. Where'd the page go? That one there, I don't think that's the same one. I suppose I probably should have watched where that was actually going rather than just assume to climb up a building. But anyway, at this time here, I think I will call this the end of the first episode here. If you have any comments or questions or whatever, feel free to leave them down below, and all you have a great rest of your day here.